comfort, safety. He's nice enough, treats you okay. But deep down, you know something's missing, that spark, that feeling, that certainty. This is settling. This is accepting less than you deserve because you're afraid nothing better will come along. It's what happens when we believe the voice that whispers, "This might be as good as it gets." We settle because society tells us we need a partner by a certain age. We settle because we're tired of dating apps and awkward first dates. We settle because fixing someone else feels easier than fixing ourselves. But every moment spent with the wrong person is a moment stolen from finding the right one. In this video, I'll show you how to break this pattern for good. You'll learn to recognize when you're compromising your happiness, how to build the confidence to walk away, and most importantly, how to become the kind of woman who naturally attracts men worthy of her time. The right man will find you when you refuse to settle for less, not through desperate searching or lowering your standards, but by raising them. By becoming so clear on your worth that accepting anything less becomes impossible. Your perfect match is searching for you too. Let's make sure he finds you. Why do we keep finding ourselves in relationships that don't fulfill us? It's not because we're broken or unworthy of love. It's because fear drives more of our choices than we'd like to admit. That gnawing fear of being alone, of Friday nights with no plans, holidays without a +1, or growing old without someone by your side. This fear can be so powerful that it convinces us that any relationship is better than no relationship. We start to believe that loneliness is the enemy when actually settling is far more damaging to our souls. Then there's the timeline we've been sold since childhood. Find someone by 25, be engaged by 28, married with kids by 35. As each birthday passes, panic sets in. Friends post engagement photos. Family members ask about your dating life at every gathering. Suddenly, the pressure makes you look at potential partners through a warped lens, not asking, is this person right for me? But will they help me meet my timeline? Social media makes this worse. Every day you scroll through carefully curated highlights of seemingly perfect relationships. It creates an urgency that wasn't there before. An artificial deadline that makes you think you're falling behind in some imaginary race. But beneath these external pressures lies something deeper, how we see ourselves. When we don't truly value who we are, we accept treatment that mirrors our self-perception. If you believe you're difficult to love, you'll tolerate partners who make loving you seem like a chore. If you think you're flawed, you'll accept someone who points out those flaws rather than celebrates your strengths. Many of us carry wounds from childhood or past relationships that whisper lies about our worthiness. These wounds convince us that demanding more is selfish or unrealistic, that the love we truly desire isn't available to us, that we should be grateful for whatever affection comes our way, even when it's mixed with behavior that diminishes us. I knew I was settling when my friends asked if I was happy, and I could only respond with, "He's a good guy." Not that I was happy, not that I was in love, just that he checked some basic boxes of human decency. This is what settling looks like, praising the bare minimum while ignoring what's missing. Red flags wave brightly in front of us, yet we choose to look away. He cancels plans last minute repeatedly. He makes comments that cut a little too deep. He's rude to waitstaff. He keeps his phone face down and jumps when it buzzes. We see these warnings but talk ourselves out of their importance. Everyone has flaws, we tell ourselves. But red flags aren't flaws. They're previews of coming pain. Our excuses become more creative as the behavior worsens. We attribute his emotional unavailability to his tough childhood. We blame his jealousy on how much he cares. We reframe his lack of effort as giving us space. For every disappointing action, we craft an explanation that makes it acceptable, when deep down we know it isn't. Dating shouldn't feel like constant work. Yes, all relationships require effort, but there's a difference between healthy maintenance and desperately trying to hold something together that keeps falling apart. When every day feels like you're walking on eggshells, when you're constantly strategizing how to avoid triggering their issues, when you feel exhausted rather than energized after spending time together, you're working too hard. Settling also shows up in how you talk about your relationship. It's fine. We're making it work. Relationships take sacrifice. These lukewarm phrases reveal the temperature of your connection. Love shouldn't be merely tolerable, it should add warmth and light to your life. Perhaps the clearest sign is how you feel when you imagine the future. Does the thought of spending decades with this person fill you with peace and excitement? Or does it create a heaviness in your chest, a sense of resignation rather than anticipation? Your body knows when you're settling long before your mind will admit it. Every morning you wake up with that subtle heaviness in your chest. Not quite sadness, not quite anxiety, something in between. It's been there so long you've almost forgotten what it feels like to wake up light. This is what settling does to your emotional landscape. It creates a constant, low-grade drain on your spirit, like a phone battery that never charges past 40%. Living with the wrong person means living with a gap between what you have and what you want. That gap requires mental energy to manage. You spend hours processing disappointments, rehearsing conversations that probably won't happen, and talking yourself into being content. This invisible emotional labor leaves less energy for other parts of your life: career goals, friendships, passions, even your health. Meanwhile, time, that non-renewable resource, keeps passing. Months turn into years, years that could have been spent finding someone who truly sees and celebrates you, or building a life so rich and full that the right person would be drawn to it naturally. Instead, those years are invested in someone who won't yield the return you deserve. Opportunities pass you by unnoticed. That interesting person you might have connected with at a party, that job in another city you didn't pursue because your partner wasn't willing to move. That version of yourself you might have become if you weren't constantly dimming your light to keep someone else comfortable. Perhaps most damaging is how settling rewires your understanding of what relationships are supposed to be. When disappointment becomes your baseline, you start to believe that's just how love works. That compromise means sacrificing your essential needs rather than finding middle ground on preferences. That loneliness can exist even when you're lying next to someone. This distorted view becomes a lens through which you see all relationships. You start to notice other couples who seem to be settling and think, see, everyone does this. You begin to doubt whether truly fulfilling partnerships even exist. Worst of all, you teach the next generation, whether your children, nieces, nephews, or any young people watching you, that love is about endurance rather than joy. Finding the right man begins with knowing exactly who you are, not who others expect you to be, not who past partners tried to mold you into. but who you truly are at your core. Values, dreams, boundaries, and all. This self-knowledge creates an internal compass that points unfailingly towards suitable partners and away from those who won't honor your essence. Start with non-negotiables. These aren't superficial preferences like height or income. They're fundamental compatibility factors that determine whether a relationship can thrive. How he handles conflict, his views on family, how he treats service workers, whether he respects your independence. These aren't demands, they're clarity about what love looks like to you. Many women struggle to maintain these standards because they haven't built unshakable self-confidence first. Self-confidence isn't born from compliments or validation. It grows from keeping promises to yourself, from setting small boundaries and honoring them, from pursuing goals that matter to you, from speaking your truth even when your voice shakes. Each time you honor yourself, you lay another brick in the foundation of your worth. Self-confidence also comes from healing old wounds. Those childhood messages about not being enough, that painful breakup that left you questioning your lovability, that relationship where your boundaries were trampled. These experiences create beliefs about what you deserve. Examining and challenging these beliefs through therapy, journaling, or honest conversations frees you from patterns that lead to settling. While doing this inner work, focus on creating a life so rich and fulfilling that a partner becomes an addition, not a completion. Cultivate friendships that nourish you. Build a career that challenges and rewards you. Discover passions that light you up from within. Learn to enjoy your own company, cooking yourself beautiful meals, taking yourself on adventures, finding comfort in quiet moments alone. This full life serves two purposes. First, it becomes a sanctuary where you can wait patiently for the right person without desperation. Second, it attracts partners who appreciate complexity and independence, rather than those looking for someone to fix or complete them. A woman who knows her worth and lives accordingly becomes a magnet for men who value substance over convenience. Women who attract quality men aren't necessarily the most beautiful, wealthy, or accomplished. They possess something far more powerful: genuine self-respect. This isn't about arrogance or having impossibly high standards. It's about treating yourself with the same care and consideration you hope to receive from a partner. Self-respect manifests in countless small ways. It shows in how you speak about yourself without self-deprecation or apology. It appears in how you maintain commitments to yourself, whether that's a morning workout routine or boundaries around work hours. It reveals itself in how you process criticism, taking what's useful without absorbing what isn't. Men of substance notice these subtle signals of inner strength. What makes you truly magnetic isn't pretending to be what men want. It's being unabashedly yourself. Cultivate interests that genuinely excite you, not those you think will impress others. When you talk about photography, rock climbing, literary fiction, ancient history, or whatever truly fascinates you, your eyes light up, your voice changes. You become animated in a way that's impossible to fake. These authentic passions create natural opportunities to connect with like-minded people. They give conversations depth beyond surface-level small talk. They reveal your values, creativity, and intelligence without you having to announce these qualities. A man who appreciates the real you will be drawn to these glimpses of your inner world. Boundaries might seem counterintuitive to attraction, but they're essential to it. Contrary to popular belief, healthy men aren't attracted to women they can walk all over. They respect women who know exactly what they will and won't accept. Boundaries communicate self-worth more powerfully than words ever could. This means saying no to last-minute dates when you've already made plans. It means expressing discomfort when a joke crosses a line. It means being willing to walk away from disrespectful behavior rather than making excuses for it. Each boundary you enforce sends a clear message. I value myself enough to protect my time, energy, and heart. Magnetism isn't about tricks or games. It's about becoming so aligned with your worth that you naturally repel those who don't deserve you and attract those who do. Humans are wired to chase what runs from us and run from what chases us. This psychological pattern plays out painfully in dating. When we pursue someone with obvious intensity, we create pressure that suffocates potential connection. We send a subtle message that we need this person to fill some void, which ironically makes us less attractive to them. Chasing often stems from a desire to control outcomes. We think if we just text enough, plan enough perfect dates, or show enough interest, we can make someone choose us. But authentic love can't be manufactured through effort. It either exists naturally or it doesn't. Forcing connection is like gripping sand. The tighter you hold, the more it slips through your fingers. Dating apps, matchmaking services, and busy social calendars can create an illusion of productive action. Yet many women meet their life partners during periods when finding love wasn't their primary focus. They were immersed in career changes, personal growth, or simply enjoying life. Then suddenly, without strategic planning, the right person appeared. This phenomenon isn't magical thinking. It's psychological reality. When we stop obsessing about finding a partner, several things change. Our anxiety decreases, making us more present and authentic. We stop evaluating every person as a potential mate and instead connect human to human. We reclaim energy previously spent on dating strategies and redirect it toward personal fulfillment. Creating space doesn't mean becoming passive about love. It means shifting your primary focus from finding someone to building a life that would attract the right someone. It means trusting that as you become more fully yourself, you naturally increase chances of connecting with compatible people. Space also requires removing what doesn't belong. This might mean deleting dating apps that leave you feeling depleted. It might mean ending situationships that occupy emotional bandwidth without offering real partnership. It might mean taking a deliberate dating pause to reconnect with yourself. Letting go feels counterintuitive in a culture that values action and achievement. But sometimes the most powerful move isn't pushing forward, it's stepping back. Not giving up on love, but surrendering the tight grip of control, creating a quiet opening where the right love can find its way to you without force or manipulation. We spend so much time discussing red flags that we often forget what green flags look like. Green flags aren't just the absence of problems, they're positive signs that someone might be right for you. Consistency between words and actions, emotional availability, respectful communication even during disagreements, interest in your thoughts and feelings, willingness to be vulnerable, ability to apologize sincerely, These qualities aren't extraordinary, they're foundational to healthy relationships. Pay attention to how he responds when you express needs or boundaries. Does he listen without defensiveness? Does he make reasonable adjustments without keeping score? Does he respect your no without trying to change your mind? These responses reveal his capacity for partnership far more clearly than romantic gestures or charming conversation. Chemistry and compatibility are both essential, but they serve different purposes. Chemistry creates that initial spark, the excitement, attraction, and desire that draws you together. Compatibility determines whether you can build something lasting once. That initial intensity naturally evolves. Many relationships fail because people mistake strong chemistry for compatibility. Compatibility encompasses shared values, similar communication styles, aligned life goals, and complementary needs for intimacy and independence. It's less flashy than chemistry, but infinitely more important for long-term happiness. When both exist together, you experience sustainable passion rather than merely fleeting attraction. Finding the right man feels fundamentally different from settling. There's an ease that doesn't require constant rationalization. Conversations flow naturally. Silence feels comfortable rather than tense. You don't need to shrink or exaggerate parts of yourself to maintain his interest. You feel seen rather than evaluated. When it's right, anxiety diminishes. You're not constantly analyzing text messages or wondering where you stand. You don't feel compelled to seek reassurance from friends about normal relationship occurrences. You trust what's developing between you because his actions consistently demonstrate reliability. Perhaps most tellingly, being with him energizes rather than depletes you. After spending time together, you feel more like yourself, not less. The relationship adds joy to your life instead of merely preventing loneliness. You look forward to seeing him not from a place of insecurity, but from genuine enjoyment of his company. This feeling of enhancement rather than compromise. This is what finding rather than settling feels like. Waiting for love in a world of instant gratification feels increasingly countercultural. Dating apps promise connections at the swipe of a finger. Social media showcases couples hitting relationship milestones. Friends get engaged, married, have children. Meanwhile, choosing patience can feel like standing still while everyone else moves forward. But what appears as waiting is actually preparation. Every additional month or year of singleness gives you opportunities to refine your discernment, heal past wounds, and strengthen your sense of self. When you finally meet someone worthy of your heart, you'll bring a more complete version of yourself to the relationship, one who knows exactly what she wants and doesn't want. Rushed relationships often become cautionary tales. Those friends who paired up quickly might privately admit they settled. Those couples who moved in after 3 months might be discovering fundamental incompatibilities. Those picture-perfect social media relationships might be hiding serious struggles. Patient decisions typically lead to fewer regrets. Doubt inevitably creeps in during extended single periods. Late at night, questions surface. Is there something wrong with me? Am I being too picky? Will I be alone forever? These thoughts aren't facts, they're fears. When they arise, redirect your focus to the quality of life you're building now rather than what's missing. Connect with people who validate your choice to wait for the right match. Whether friends, family members, or online communities, Surrounding yourself with those who understand the value of patience provides crucial support during vulnerable moments. Some call it divine timing, the belief that meaningful connections happen at the exact moment they're meant to. This perspective removes the pressure of forcing relationships to materialize on our preferred schedule. It suggests that factors beyond our control, including another person's readiness and life circumstances, must align for lasting love to flourish. This isn't about passive waiting. It's active preparation coupled with surrender to timing you can't control. It's trusting that the universe, God, or whatever higher power you believe in has not forgotten you. It's understanding that your love story is being written with perfect timing, even when the next chapter remains unseen. Every woman deserves a love that doesn't require her to shrink, a partner who doesn't need fixing, and a relationship that energizes rather than depletes her. The journey to this love starts with valuing yourself enough to wait for it. When you refuse to settle, you make space for something remarkable. You break generational patterns of women accepting less than they deserve. You create the possibility of a relationship built on mutual respect and genuine compatibility rather than convenience or fear. This path isn't always easy. There will be lonely moments, times of doubt, and pressure to compromise your standards. Stand firm. The temporary discomfort of being alone is nothing compared to the lasting pain of being with someone wrong for you. Trust that what you're seeking is also seeking you. Not a perfect person, but a perfectly compatible one. Someone who will cherish what makes you unique rather than trying to change it. Someone who will match your effort and commitment rather than leaving you doing all the emotional work. If this message resonated with you today, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We share new content every week about loving yourself, attracting healthy relationships, and building the life you truly desire. Your worth is non-negotiable. Never forget that.